D&AD, New Blood Design Brief for Google and HMCT, Student ID number STU57639. The initial step was to research the companies that set the design brief. I started with HMCT, going through their galleries to find compelling typography to use as inspiration and also see the level of quality behind the designs. I used brainstorms to write down keywords and elements which I thought were important to the design brief. I created two sets, one to contrast and oppose the other. I then come up with some ideas on my mind map and roughly sketched out some initial concepts. The concept was to create a multilingual poster and digital video, one with the word pollution pulsating in different languages, and the poster would just have the words running across. However, I was very disappointed with the outcome. The design seemed boring, lifeless, and missing a deeper feeling towards the subject. Drastic changes were needed immediately. To move forward with my concepts, I needed some feedback, so I decided to post both my initial designs on Instagram to get some unbiased feedback. Please feel free to pause and read the messages. The feedback was mainly stating the designs were missing some imagery, so I went back to the drawing board and came up with some new concepts to work alongside my multilingual typography, and here they are. I then started to experiment with different typefaces to see how the design looked. Using an image that links to my theme, I created real-life versions of my design using the typography and ideation phase. I also came up with concept boards and colour schemes to work with 3 different palettes, black and white, monochromatic and bold colours. I then experimented with different typefaces, overlapping and underlapping my multilingual typography to create an uneven or thick smoky consistency. I also edited the image to create a symmetrical, asymmetrical and grid system design. Using these 3 new concepts, I also experimented with a new element, adding a foreground font, creating 3 new designs of each, 9 in total. Each design uses either sans serif, serif and a mixture of the two. Note the font style was used in all 3 mixtures in both sets of designs. I now have 18 new designs to choose from. Feedback was well needed. I used WhatsApp to ask my friends and family which were their favourite designs, as I needed to whittle it down to 6. They all took a vote and gave me some constructive feedback. Please feel free to pause both slides and have a read for yourself. Here are the final 6 designs chosen from friends and family. I'll be taking through to the next stage of testing. I will be using the feedback to edit before I test. From the 6 designs, I wanted to whittle it down to 2 designs. I picked one of each, symmetrical, asymmetrical and grid structure. Using social media, I did a large-scale poll asking my target audience which design they preferred and why. I also asked if they understood what the design was promoting, if the design was compelling enough, and also what they would change for my final editing. Using my target audience's feedback from the previous task, I added subtle changes like moving the hazard bar at more of an angle, changing the font size and making the font more uniform, adding some drop shadows and subtle lighting effects to create the final 2 designs. I just felt that 2 designs wasn't enough, so I created another based on one of my initial concepts from my sketching, brainstorms and mind maps from previous tasks. The concept links with my other 2 designs to create a set of 3 using the same strategies and design principles. I've also added some compelling quotes that link with pollution for when I create my post on social media. Please feel free to pause and have a read for yourself. Here are the 3 final designs. I have added posters, social media posts, and non-traditional touchpoint mock-up posts with compelling quotes and links to meet all aspects of the design brief. Thank you for watching.